All right, so let's get started with a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, get a few blankets and roll them all up together. Oh, good morning, Margie. I didn't see you there. Hi. And let's come on down onto the bolster first. Okay, so when you're setting up, place a blanket nearby in case you need it for your head when you come down, but don't put it there yet. Okay, just sit in front of your bolster and then lay back so it's across your upper back. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath, and just for a moment, open your arms to the side and make sure your arms are not on top of your bolster. They should be above and releasing down towards the mat. And then interlace your fingers on the back of your skull. Tuck those shoulder blades snugly underneath your back and then straighten your legs. Now, notice how I've still got my head up here. So I'm pressing the back of my skull against the hands, plugging the arms in. And then slowly I start to arch back as I ground the thighs, arch back from the low back, mid back, upper back, and then the head begins to follow. So take your time now and keep the chin slightly tucked as you glide the throat back, the skull back. No rush to get there. Of course, we're just warming up, morning practice, so I'm not expecting, you know, your deepest place. You might feel some stiffness in your back. So just ease into it gradually. And then when your head comes back as far as it's going to go, maybe it touches the floor, and that's fine. Then you can slide your hands out and open your arms out. If it doesn't and you need a little support there, slide your blanket underneath your head. And then open the arms again. I'm going to come over and take a look at you. Okay, good. So now feel your back soften and relax over your bolster. Notice the quality of your breath. Let your shoulders soften down. And invite in this first opening of your practice this morning. Good, just a couple more breaths here. And then re-engage the legs, ground the thighs, and start to stretch your arms up and back towards the wall behind you. Just take your time. Turn the palms in towards each other. As you reach back, draw your shoulder blades down your back, lift your chest, and then feel the side body lengthening up into the armpits. Open the arms back out to the side, palms turned up. Take another pause there. Moving slowly, bend your knees and carefully roll off to the right side. Take your time. And you're going to move the bolster away and the blanket if you have one, and grab a block. I'm going to keep going in this direction. So now you'll need your block just by your side as you come down and lay on your back. It's going to be on the medium height, and you're going to lift your hips and slide it underneath the lumbar spine. So it's not on the sacrum, it's above the sacrum. And you carefully release your back over it. Keep the knees bent on this one, definitely. Wouldn't be safe to straighten your legs here. Let the pelvis relax so that your sit bones are just getting heavier and heavier. And the block is pressing into those muscles there in your lumbar spine. Turning the palms up, gently tuck the shoulders underneath. Really hone in to the area where the block is touching. You're really concentrating on the sensation there. And then encouraging a softening, a letting go, rather than a resisting against. I know that's not easy here in this position because it can be quite uncomfortable. So just breathe into it, but yet if there's something that just feels too much, please come out, take the block away and just give it a rest. Let's go for 5 more smooth breaths here. Now slowly, carefully lift your hips and slide your block away. Just rest your pelvis down without moving and let it do its thing, let it kind of reset itself. Okay, so let's take that block now higher up the back. So you're going to roll on to the side and sit up. Put the block on the low level, and this time you'll carefully lay back on it this way. Now you'll need to wiggle a little bit because you don't want your hips to be down on the floor on this one, or your shoulders. So the block will be right in the middle of your back, and your shoulders and your hips will be floating above, or maybe just grazing the floor. Okay, so get into that position and let go again. Bring your attention right to where the block is touching. And using the breath here, each exhalation, can you let go a little bit more? Right now, if this is already plenty, you're just going to stay here for a little bit longer and then take the block away when you need to. Or you can go one step further, bring your shoulders down, lift your hips up, and turn the block up to the medium height, but it still should be on the middle of your back. So you're going to need to wiggle yourself a little so that shoulders and hips are still not touching the mat, and you feel suspended there over the block. Yes, looks good, everyone. Very nice. Okay, now take your block away carefully and just lay on your back again. We'll do one more, but we'll wait for a moment before we do the last one on the upper back. You're going to bring your feet flat and we'll take a little twist here. So pick up your hips and shift your hips over to the right side of your mat and straighten your left leg down. Turn the left thigh in and anchor it down, and then pick up your right knee and draw your knee in towards your chest. Now keep pressing the left thigh down, keep that curve in the lower back, and then guide your right leg over to the left slowly. You can put your knee onto a block there if you want a little extra height underneath it. Press the knee down, hold it steady, and bring your right hand onto your lumbar spine, your lower back. Stretch through the left leg and then inhale, open the chest and try to move your lower back in more. Then exhale, open the right arm and begin your twist slowly. So I want you to feel today this combination of a back bend, right, within the twist. So your inhale opens the chest. You can draw your shoulders back, expanding and lengthening the spine more. And then you're twisting as you exhale. Good. One more full breath here. Right shoulder blade pressing down. You can gaze over at your fingertips. And then inhale, come on up and switch sides. Hips to the left, straighten the right leg. Turn the right thigh in, press it down, and then draw your left knee in towards your chest. Good. And take the leg over, rest the knee on a block if you like. Stack that left hip right on top of the right, and then bring your left hand onto your lower back. Reach out through your right leg. Turn your thighs in, untuck your pelvis, take a big inhale and expand your chest, draw your shoulders back. Good, exhale, and now twist, turning the belly, opening your left arm. Inhale, extends, expands, opens the chest. Exhale, you move more deeply into your twist. Slowly turning to look over your left shoulder. All right, now lift up slowly. Roll off to your side. We've just got one more position for the block here. So it'll be on the upper back. And you'll just use your hands, your fingers interlaced behind your head here. So let's just go for medium height of your block. Come on down. So it's on the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Tuck your shoulder blades under and then interlace your hands on your skull. You can start off with your knees bent. Now, from everything we've already done, just feel your back right now. See if it's starting to feel a little bit looser. Turn your thighs in and begin to arch from the low back first, right, where the block first was, then mid back, then into the upper back where your block is. Now start to press your head back slowly into your hands, and then you can straighten the legs when you feel ready. And keep going. Now, because you don't have anything under your head, you can actually go further here into more of a back bend. Just be mindful that you don't let your chin float up. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Grounding the thighs down. All right, come on up slowly, slowly. Lift your head very carefully. Use your hands on the floor and prop yourself up. Okay, so last thing on the back here with the bolster. So grab your bolster or blankets again. Sit down on the bolster this time, and then slide forward so that when you come on down, the bolster is on your lumbar spine. Keep the knees bent and just relax here. So your pelvis is tilting over your bolster. Your arms are at your sides. There you go, exactly. Now all you're going to do here is nothing. You're just going to let go and relax again. Should feel a little more forgiving than the block there, but also hopefully a little bit more open since we've already done a few things. So close your eyes and let go. Okay, now start to wiggle forward with your hips until they come all the way down onto the floor in front of your bolster. Once the hips are down, bring the soles of the feet together. You might need something under your head, so grab a blanket. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Take your arms overhead, hold on to opposite elbows and relax here. Supta Baddha Konasana with a little extra back bend. Feel the pelvis tilt forward, which creates this first stretch in the low belly. Right? That's where our back bend starts. You get this deep stretch starting from the lowest belly, right above the pubic bone, all the way up, opening the belly, opening the chest, more space for the lungs, the diaphragm to expand. Now bring your knees together, bring your arms down and slowly roll off to the side and come on up. Come to your hands and knees and let's start with some cat-cow. Try to work from the tip of the tailbone gradually up your spine. So head and neck arrive last, and then you can change it up. It doesn't have to be just arching and rounding. You can make more of a circle, side to side movement. Okay, now when you feel done, come up to down dog, slowly. Keep those armpits lifting as you come up, so your awareness is in your spine. You're not collapsing in your shoulders, and then bend the knees and press the top of your thighs back and up. Now bring your attention to the back of your legs. So back bends, of course, include engaging the back of the legs as well as the whole back. So from the backs of your heels, start to pull energy up into your lower legs, into your hamstrings, and all the way up into the glutes, so that the glutes start to lift up and broaden. And see if you can feel how you can actually use your glutes to move your lower back in more, to get that length from the navel down to the pubic bone, that low belly stretch. Good. One more breath here, still with the knees bent. And then bring the knees back down slowly. Step the right foot through between the hands. And come up, low lunge, so left knee down. Let's take a twist here. Left arm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, twist, turn the belly, hook your left arm on the outside of your right leg and bring your hands together. So inhale, breathe into the back body. Exhale, push the right hand down and twist, turning belly, rib cage, chest, and then either leave the knee down or lift your back knee. Exhale, bring the hands down. So if your knee is lifted, just go straight back to down dog. Knees bent. Pull up the backs of the legs into the glutes. Lifting, broadening the glutes as you keep your armpits lifted and buoyant. And left foot forward. Second side, right knee down. Come up, sweep the right arm up, inhale. And exhale, twist. Bring the palms together. Breathe into the back body and then exhale, twist, turning belly, rib cage. Lifting the back knee as you're ready. Pushing the left hand into the right as you twist. And exhale, hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Good. Okay, walk up to your hands slowly. Place your hands on your shins right away and lift up halfway. Plug the arms in, shoulder blades on the back, and then hands to the hips and come all the way up to stand. Good. Okay, now take the arms forward, out in front of your shoulders, plug them in, and sit down into chair pose. Now feel this hamstring curl action again. So lift your heels a couple of inches off your mat and pull from your heels up the back of the legs into the glutes. Now can you lift and broaden your glutes and move your lower back in? Keep that. Raise your arms overhead and bring your heels slowly down to your mat. Curling back through your spine. Now fold forward slowly. Keep pulling up through the backs of the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. And now step the left foot back to a high lunge. Send that energy into the back leg. Lift the inner thigh and then bring your hands onto your front thigh. Good. Keep the awareness on the backs of your legs here, up into your glutes. Move your lower back in and start to curl up slowly. Now interlace the fingers on the skull and keep going. Press your head back. Curling back through the spine. Plug the arms in so you can feel your shoulder blades on your back. Draw the shoulder blades down and lift the chest. Now slowly reach the arms up and back. Exhale, release. Down dog. Second side, left foot forward, high lunge. Good. Back leg strong. Come up, hands on your front thigh. Now, before you start coming upright, lean forward and pull up the backs of the legs into the glutes. So the glutes feel like they're lifting up and broadening rather than tucking down and under. Then feel how that affects your lower back, right? The lumbar spine goes in more, and that's when you're ready to start curling up. So slowly curl back. Bring your hands to your hips, draw your shoulders back. Very nice. Opening the chest. Now interlace the fingers on the skull and keep curling back through your spine. Right, so you're not curling back from just one area. It's an equal, uniform curve through your whole spine, including the back of the neck. Now slowly stretch the arms up and back. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, and this time plank pose, and lower yourself all the way to the belly. Take a little rest, forehead on your hands. Good. Now, as you're resting here, just take a moment to turn the top of each thigh in. So you're ready to go in a moment. Again, feel the broadening of the glutes. Spread all your toenails, press them down into the mat, and then bring your hands next to your chest for Cobra Pose. This first round, we're going to leave the chin tucked down towards the chest. So bring your forehead down if it's not already there, and shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and draw them back. Good. Start to lift into Cobra, but tuck your chin in and look towards your belly. Leave your head hanging down and just curl up this way. Good. Now go back to your thighs. Are they still turned in? Can you still press all the toenails down? Good. Keep the hip points on the floor. We're not lifting the pelvis here as you draw your belly back, side ribs back, front ribs, and then slowly press your head back into your imaginary hands to lift your head. Now stay, keep the elbows soft, shoulders back, let your heart melt forward. Nice. Okay, come on down slowly, slowly. Take a pause again and rest. Okay, place your hands again next to your chest. Turn your thighs in. Again, leave the head hanging down as you shrug your shoulders up and start to curl back slowly. Peel your belly off the mat first. Rib cage, side ribs moving back. Good. Now gently press your head back again as you draw your shoulders back. And then feel your spine here. Remember all the positions of the block we had. So try to bend a bit more from the low back, mid back, upper back equally, all the way up to the neck. Yes. So in one part of the spine is not bending more than another. Good. Exhale, come on down slowly. Nice. Rest again. Now this time you're going to take your arms out to the side into a cactus position. Then lift your arms off the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Good. Turn your thighs in. Now lift your legs as well, and your chest and your head. So everything lifts. Bend your elbows a bit more, Chris. So like more like a cactus position, like 90-degree angle bend if you can. It's a lot on the shoulders. That's good. Yeah, like that. Now spread the fingers. Good. Now squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift everything up more. Everything. Feel your whole back body engaged. Thighs are still turning in. Fingers, toes are spread. Now stay up. Put your hands next to your chest. Good. Like a seesaw effect. Keep lifting your chest as you bring your legs back down for Cobra Pose. Nice. Good. Exhale, come on down. Press back, down dog. Okay, so from your down dog now here, lift your right leg up behind you. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Keep the shoulders level with each other. Outer left hip presses back. Straighten the leg slowly and then square the hip again. Step the right foot through between your hands, triangle pose, Trikonasana, left heel down. Take your right hand outside the ankle. Good. Left hand to the hip. You can use a block for sure if you need one. Turn the belly and slowly straighten your right leg. Lengthen both sides of your torso. Draw your shoulders up a little and back and curl back now as you extend your left arm up. Now draw from the fingertips of both hands all the way up through your arms and into your upper back. Squeeze your shoulder blades more onto your back. And then re-extend back out and see if you can take it into a little bit more of a back bend. Curling back there with your upper back. Imagine your hands on the back of your skull and you're gliding your head back into your imaginary hands. Now bring your left hand back to your hip and come into half moon pose. Step the back foot forward carefully and sweep the left leg up behind you. Good. Pause here. Turn the top thighs in at first. Then lengthen the tailbone and tone the outer hips. Turn the belly and the chest, extend your left arm up. Okay, now we're going to go back to triangle carefully. And you're going to bring both hands down to your mat and come back into a low lunge. So lift up your back heel, put your back knee down. Put your left hand down flat underneath your shoulder and twist to the right. Left knee is down. Pick up your back foot and take a quad stretch. So grab the outer edge of your left foot with your right hand. Pull your hips back and draw your heel towards your outer hip. Now, Rebend the front leg, bring the heel with you and twist at the same time, turning the belly and curling back as you descend into the lunge. If it's available to come on down to your left elbow, then feel free to do that. That's good. Good. Susanna, bring your left hand down onto the floor there. Yes, and bring it flat down. Okay, so now release the foot and turn that into a high lunge. So leave your left hand down, lift your back knee. Left hand is down. Now twist again. Turn the belly, rib cage, draw the shoulders back and re-extend the right arm up. Now again, can you turn this into a bit more of a back bend? Curling back, pressing your skull back into your imaginary hands. Now carefully roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Leave your right hand up if you can. Heel toe the right foot to the center of the mat for Vashisthasana variation, or stack your right leg on top of your left leg. There you go. Now again, plug into your upper back and curl back, gazing up towards the sky. Susanna, bring your right foot more over to the middle of your mat, so the toes are pointing straight towards the mirror. There you go. Good. Plank pose. Take a slow vinyasa here. Practicing what we did in Cobra earlier. So keep your chin tucked for at least the first couple breaths. Get your core engaged and then slowly curl up through your spine. Nice, even extension of the spine. There you go. Beautiful. Keep the neck stable. Exhale, release, pressing back to down dog. Nice. Inhale your left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Good. Straighten the leg, square the hip, and step it through for triangle pose. Turn the right heel down. Place your left hand outside the ankle. Turning the belly and the chest, lengthening through both sides, especially that left side likes to kind of shrink. So lengthen up into the armpit. Turn the belly and extend the right arm up once your legs are straight. Christine, do you need the block that high? Do you think you do? Okay, I will trust that you do then. Plugging the arms in. And then can you take this into a little bit more of a back bend? Can you curl back a little more from the upper back? Nice. Now half moon pose, right hand to the hip. Step the back foot forward and sweep your right leg up. Good. Now turn the very top of your thighs in at first to move the groin back. Then turn the hips out, external rotation, stacking right hip on top of left, toning your outer glutes, drawing the sit bones in. Extending the right arm if you feel stable. Good. Keep the bottom arm nice and solid and straight. Try not to let the elbow bend. And then go back to triangle as you're ready. Yes, big step, soft step there. Careful there, Maji. Good. Okay, now come down and turn this into a low lunge. So bring your hands down, put your back knee down. Get ready for your twist. So right hand stays flat, twist to the left. Pick up your back foot and turn it into a quad stretch. Reach your left hand to the outside of your foot. And draw your heel towards the outer hip. Move the hips backwards. It's going to make it easier to grab the foot, but also to bring the heel right to your outer hip. You want to try to close that gap there. Yes, now keep that. Bend the front leg again and bring the heel with you. Try not to leave it behind. Now twist, turn the belly, chest, shoulders back, curl back. Maybe you come down onto the right elbow if you did the first time. There you go. Good. Release the foot. High lunge. So tuck the toes, lift the back knee. Go back to the twist again. So right hand is still flat. Turn the belly and the chest and extend the left arm up. Now, can you curl back here? So shoulder blades firm on the back, extending back out through your arm bones as you twist. Carefully roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Heel toe the left foot into the middle. So the toes are pointing straight forward as you come into Vashisthasana. Stay or stack the left leg on top of the right carefully. Turn the belly and the chest. Can you lift your hips a little higher and curl back, reaching up? Exhale, left hand down, plank pose. Slow vinyasa once more. Good. Go as slow as you can here, really savoring every moment. This is your practice, right? To get the most out of it. When you're done, you're going to find your way to down dog, and then our next pose is Supta Virasana. So I'll let you grab the props you need and get there at your own pace. All right, so bolster again if you need it. Come into your kneeling position, either kneeling just straight down onto your mat or on a block. Now don't lay on your back yet, just start in the upright position. And do your manual inward rotation of the top of each leg and lean forward, see if you can pull the flesh back from behind the sit bones. And then come forward first, just a little forward fold, sticking the butt back, untucking the pelvis. Ankles squeezing in towards the outer hips. And then you're going to walk your hands back and lay back on whatever you're using there. Stretch the arms overhead. Let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears a little bit more, really lengthening the side body. Getting unstuck in all those little tight spots. And then you can hold opposite elbows and just relax your arms overhead there. Okay. Now bring your attention down to the belly. soften your belly. You can even put your hands on your belly, maybe even give it a little massage if it feels tight. And just spend a few moments here with your belly, breathing into it, softening it, letting it open up. Once again, stretch the arms overhead. From the side waist to the armpits, shrug the shoulders up towards your ears and pull your torso out of your waist. I like to do a little wiggling or movement with my torso from side to side here. And it just helps to kind of pull the torso out of the waist, but my arms are stretched back as I'm doing it, right? I'm pulling back. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now bring the arms back down, use the hands on the floor and lift yourself up slowly. Come forward to the hands and knees, stretch the legs back behind you one at a time. Okay, now we're going to change our our bolsters and all of that for just one block. And we're going to lay on the block so that it is like this. So see these corners here are right in between my hip points, and then the corners are going to massage right there in the hip points. Okay, so lay on your block like that and come onto your elbows. So again, you want to feel the corners of the block right on the inner hip points. And of course, you know, the size of the block and the hips we're all a little different here. So we just do the best we can. And then again, a little wiggling from side to side. You might get one of the corners there and kind of use it to massage the inner hip point area, right? Which is where your psoas muscle is. So certainly an area that gets tight. So just kind of move in an intuitive way here. And then bring it back to the center. Take your left forearm on more of a diagonal position and kick your right heel towards your pelvis. With your right hand, grab the inner edge of the foot and take another quad stretch, drawing your heel towards your outer hip. Now, you can change the grip of your hand here, but whenever you're doing that, you want to make sure that your right shoulder is still back and your elbow is pointing back. Now turn back to face the front of your mat and stay with this, or put your left hand in line with your left shoulder. Leave your chin tucked in and try to straighten your left arm. So you're coming up a little further into your back bend. And then at the last moment, glide the head back and come up, curling back. Then release the foot and just rest both elbows down. Massage again with the block on your belly and pelvis. Okay, let's do the second side. So right forearm diagonally on the mat, kick the left heel up. Grab the inside edge of the foot and draw your heel in. Now, you can change the grip of your hand, but keep the left shoulder, left elbow rolling back. Stay here, or put your right hand in line with your right shoulder. Leave your chin tucked at first and straighten your right arm to curl up more. And then slowly lift your head and curl back. Come down slowly, and again, just rest over the block. Move around on it a little again if it feels good, a little massage. You can also feel the top corners underneath the rib cage, right? So it's kind of also giving a bit of a massage to the belly and under the ribs. All right, now take the block away and lay on your belly. Bring your arms into the cactus position again. Lift your arms up and lift your legs like we did earlier, Shavasana. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, spread the fingers and the toes. Now this time bend your knees and grab your ankles behind you. Kick your legs back and up and try to lift your thighs off the mat. Lift your thighs, lift your thighs. Then press your ankles back and lift your chest. Lift your chest and curl back. And then come on down slowly and rest forehead on the hands. Let's do that one more time. So arms in cactus. Lift your arms off the floor. Lift your legs, Shalabhasana. Lift your head and chest. So get your whole back body strong. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Spread your fingers and your toes. Good. Now bend the knees. See if you can grab your ankles both at the same time if possible. Good. Kick your legs back and up and try to lift your thighs first. Thighs first. Yes, then kick the legs back and now lift your chest and your head and curl back. There you go. Beautiful. Exhale and release. Good. Rest again. So we've got one more pose going towards the back bending direction, and then we'll release the back the other way. So press back to down dog. Okay, now lift your right leg up behind you and step it through between your hands. Bring your left knee down. So you're in a low lunge. Now we're going back to the quad stretch here. So it will be same arm as leg this time though. So come up and put your right hand on the top of your right thigh. I'll do it with you so you can see if you need to. Now you might need a block if you're feeling challenged with balance here. You can put a block on the right side and put your hand on that instead. Okay. Now you're going to pick up your back foot, roll your left shoulder back and grab the inner edge of the foot with your same hand as leg. Now pull your hips back and squeeze that left heel towards your outer left hip. And then turn your body back to face the front of your mat. without letting the left shoulder pop forward. So roll it back there. Okay, now you're going to start to bend the front leg and bring the left heel with you. But now I want you to take your right hand, if you feel balanced, and put it on the back of your skull. So as you bend your front leg, you're actually pressing your head back into your hand and curling back at the same time. Press your head back, descend into the lunge, curl back. If you feel balanced, then stretch the right arm up alongside the ear. And release it down. Go back through down dog. Good. All right. Left foot forward, right knee down, last side here. Come up, bring your left hand on the top of your left thigh or on a block on the left side. Turn to the right. Roll your right shoulder back, pick up the foot and grab the inside edge of your right foot with your right hand. Now keep pulling your hips back and draw the heel towards the outer hip carefully. And then square yourself back to the top of your mat again. Do a scissor action with your inner thighs. Good. Now bend the front leg, bring the right heel with you. Keep the right shoulder back, and then bring your left hand onto the back of your skull. So as you're sitting into the lunge, I know this is difficult, you're curling back. So press your head back into your hands. Jack, try to turn to face the front of your mat a lot more with your hips and your shoulders. Yes, exactly. Now curl back, curl back. Yes, nice. Sitting down more into the lunge as you curl back and eventually extend the left arm up alongside your ear. Beautiful. Good. Exhale, carefully release. Now you're ready for child's pose. So take your left foot back and release down. Good. Now make your way into a standing forward fold. Start with the knees bent, that's fine. Take hold of opposite elbows and relax your back. Let it open it up gradually. Stay with the knees bent or work towards straightening the legs eventually. Good. Relax the head and the neck, the jaw, everything. Take one last downward dog. Work from bent knees, slowly to straighten the legs. Keeping the lift of the armpits and the lift of the groin as you press your thighs back. And then carefully step or hop through and lay on your back. Okay, we're going to take a twist here before Shavasana, slightly different one. So bend your knees and shift your hips to the right side of your mat. And then you'll cross your right thigh on top of your left thigh. So not the ankle, but the whole thigh. Yeah, now pick up your feet. And if you can kind of hook your right toes behind your left calf muscle. Draw your knees up so your feet are lifted off the floor here. And then you take the legs over to the left slowly and rest them on the floor there. That's it, Jack. Keep your thighs crossed and then bring your legs down together. There. Squeeze your inner thighs together and then start to make your way into your twist carefully. Just slow breath by breath. And then uncross the legs and lift on up carefully. And do the other side. Hips to the left. Cross the left thigh over the right thigh. Tuck your toes underneath if they go easily. Knees into the chest, legs over to the right. Okay, settle your legs and then start to find your breath. Using your breath as your guide. Okay, slowly release and you're ready for Shavasana. Now all the muscles in your back, especially that you worked this morning, you opened up. Concentrate there for a moment. And feel those muscles in the back body just sinking down, releasing into the mat. That includes the back of the neck, the weight of your skull releasing. This is called I Worried by Mary Oliver. She says, I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? Or if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it. And I'm, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading? Or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing, and I gave it up and took my old body and went out into the morning and sang. So letting go of all the worry, all the resistance, feeling it releasing out of your body. Back into the earth. And as it leaves, replacing it with a lightness, a freedom, a curiosity to learn and grow and stay open. Keeping our hearts open even in the most challenging times. It's the most beautiful gift we can give each other, right? Doesn't mean we don't feel the pain, the sadness, the challenge. Yes, we allow ourselves to feel all of that, but we still choose to stay open. We still choose to have the courage to keep the heart open and loving and kind. So gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let your body start to awaken again. Bend the knees and roll off to the right side, making your way up to sit. Bring your hands one palm on top of the other at your heart center. We'll sit together for a minute or so, just feeling this gentle touch of your hands on your heart. So our practice brings us back to the truth of where we are, right? What is most important. It brings us back into our body, back into our heart. And we can spend a lot of time overthinking, overanalyzing things. And we don't usually get anywhere when we do that. So feeling your heart center and trusting what you feel there. Letting that be your guide. Draw the hands together at the heart center, palms together, Anjali Mudra. Lift your heart and gently bow to honor your heart. And lift your head to honor that in each other. Namaste. Thank you so much.